So I have to think of the answer. Okay. I can imagine. Is he here? He or she? The high school friend? Mm-hmm. Is it kidney cancer? Oh, God. Oh, my God. And so the kids got guilt like nobody's business.
Rolling? Okay. All right. So, Sherry, if you could pause after my question, pause
Mm-hmm.
before you start your answer. So Sherry, tell me how Raw Food Week in Des Moines really got started.
Raw Food Week started in 2012, and it was kind of a wild idea that I had. I had heard that there was an International Raw Food Day that was going to be held in August 2012. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to have a potluck on that day like they're supposed to be doing around the world? Well, that event really didn't go very far, and but the one in Des Moines grew, and it grew to be Raw Food Week. We ended up adding all kinds of events. We didn't even have a potluck, and so it started out to be something and grew into something way bigger.
So when you talk about raw food, people immediately go, "Oh, I have to do so much to change." What's the focus of the week, and how do you help people through that? How do you dispel the myths about raw food?
Probably the biggest favor that we do the world, I think, with Raw Food Week in Des Moines is to dispel the myth that it's difficult to eat raw food. And the other thing that's important is to understand that we're not expecting anybody to go 100% raw. That this isn't something that you've got to jump off of a cliff and adopt as a huge lifestyle. This is an opportunity to dabble in a low risk kind of a situation, and taste new foods and try new things and hear new speakers and do things you wouldn't ordinarily do and see what fits.
So the week really has all sorts of components to it. So you've used all sorts of opportunities for learning. What are those opportunities?
One of the things that we did when we were putting together the plan for Raw Food Week was we wanted to have a variety of opportunities for learning. Some people learn by being in large group settings and listening to lectures. Other people like hands-on demonstrations. Others like to go to movies or to attend a community dinner. So we have all of those kinds of events and a lot more. Some of the events are big. Some of them are in downtown. Some are in suburbs. The whole idea was to make this to be a democratic kind of an event where anybody would feel like they could go and not feel that they had to know something or buy into something or believe in something, that they could just go to taste some food and learn some more and meet some other people.
Um, the one thing that's so ironic about Raw Food Week is it's on the heels of Iowa's largest nonstop eating fest, which is the state fair. Um, Talk a little bit about the contrast between that and Raw Food Week.
The timing of Raw Food Week for the last 2 years has followed on the heels of the Iowa State Fair, which is actually by design, and it kind of gives us a chance to atone for the sins of the state fair. Which I, even as a nutritionist, am not going to tell you that you shouldn't partake in the goodies that are our state tradition. So, but this gives you a chance to kind of redeem a little bit and see by contrast how you feel. I like, as I said, I wouldn't tell you don't have some of those things on a stick, but I'll tell you you'll feel a lot better when you have our food afterwards.
So, what when you think back to last year and kind of think of this answer as evergreen because you might use it next year, but when you think back to last year, what kinds of people are you hoping will show up at Raw Food Week?
The people that we're trying to attract to Raw Food Week is essentially everyone. There are people who are already drinking the Kool-Aid, if you will, the sugar-free, naturally sweetened Kool-Aid. There are people who already are practicing a pretty high raw lifestyle. There are other people who have been recently diagnosed with something and have heard that perhaps nutrition could impact their prognosis. There are other people who are dragged kicking and screaming by loved ones. It doesn't matter. Come to something. Come to anything. Leave if you don't like it. We think you'll like it. We're going to be serving food, and we're not going to serve food that sucks. So I think we're really trying to hit the broad mass.
So the other thing is that it isn't just an individual choice. It can be a family choice. So are there some components of Raw Food Week that allow people to get to know how to make it a family affair, if you will?
There are all kinds of learning opportunities in Raw Food Week. One of them is a chef who's coming from San Francisco who will be teaching some fast, easy, family-friendly recipes. And that's an opportunity where you can go and have a concentrated opportunity to learn from a person in a small group setting. In other situations, we'll have community dinners where we expect that people will be sharing thoughts with one another, with other guests. So there are all kinds of ways to learn during this week. The movie's going to be intriguing and wonderful, and if you want to come to the movie and eat regular popcorn, nobody's going to judge you.
So let's just kind of quickly. You've got 2 or 3 really well-known national people for this year. Who are they, and what are they bringing to Des Moines that you wouldn't normally get?
I'm really excited about this year's lineup of events and speakers. A good friend of mine and someone who was actually my mentor in culinary school is Jennifer Kornbleet, who's coming to us from San Francisco. Jenny's a best-selling author. She wrote Raw Food Made Easy for One or Two People, and she's going to be doing at least 2 and potentially 3 events for us, so we're very excited about that. Jennifer will be joined by Nancy Lee Bentley, who's coming to us from Chicago. Nancy talks about a variety of health-related topics, but among those are talking about cultured and fermented foods. So things like sauerkraut and kimchi, which we think will appeal to older folks who remember doing that themselves or their parents did it, and the younger generation who has been turned on to kombucha and other things and realize that there's a place for that in our diet and in our lives. Cool. Yeah, you think, does it work? What was the first question? You had her do the first question, or should I do the first question over again? How did Raw Food Week come out? I was talking about World Raw Food. Is that any good, or is that?
No, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did great.
Okay.
Oh, and
Fabulous.
good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.